After being caught stealing a horse in Ireland in the early 1700s, John Mullowny was given the option to face hanging or to become a priest hunter employed by the Protestant Queen. The wars of the time, a constant religious sparring match between Protestants and Catholics, gave Mullowny the opportunity to cheat death, so long as he delivered on his promise to brutally slaughter any Catholic priest who did not recognize the Queen as the head of the Church of England and Ireland. Mullowny set off to work, becoming so effective at his new job that his name as a bounty hunter became revered by Catholics all across Ireland. However, as many knew his name but not his face, Mullowny would often enter confessionals during the Sacrament of Reconciliation and dispose of priests under the guise that he was seeking forgiveness. He was eventually killed on the job and thrown into a nearby lake by a group of enraged Catholics. His body was soon recovered and he was unceremoniously buried. The Espinosas, Mexican cousins responsible for the deaths of 30 Americans after their defeat in the Mexican-American War, found themselves the target of United States Army Scout Tom Tobin. Tobin, a rugged mountaineer and explorer obsessed with dangerous treks and adventure, was offered a tremendous prize by the local authorities of the San Luis Valley in Colorado if he could track down all 3 Espinosas and return them, dead or alive. In an effort to expedite the search, Tobin was given 15 Rough Riders to work as a cavalry in case his mission went south. Thinking the men unfit for the journey and likely to slow them down, Tobin went on alone. He returned months later, more rugged and scruffy than he had left. Upon asking how his mission had gone, Tobin shrugged as he tossed a bag of the Espinosas' heads onto a nearby table and asked when he could expect his reward. Pat Garret was given the seemingly impossible task of the late 1800s: track, find, and return the outlaw known as Billy the Kid. Billy, who had mounted himself a reputation through the killings of almost 30 people, was hunted by Garret, a New Mexico sheriff, until their final standoff, which saw Billy the Kid's death and Garret's wounding. Garret was not given the $500 reward from the New Mexico governor, however, because Billy was not taken in alive. Still, Garret's name rose to infamy, having disposed of one of the most notorious outlaws the Wild West ever encountered. Ralph Thorson, a bounty hunter whose fame and popularity grew from the Steve McQueen movie The Hunter, was an eccentric yet steel-eyed member of the law, having been tasked with the retrieval of dozens of criminals. Thorson's method of tracking outlaws using astrological charts and a non-lethal beanbag gun he called the Prowler Fowler proved him to be one of the most successful bounty hunters on record, until his demise in the early 1990s by a car bomb, likely set up by one of the many criminals he had been hired to catch. Though if anyone was worthy of going out like a 1980s action hero, it was most definitely Ralph Thorson. Another bounty hunter whose legacy lived on through Hollywood's lens, Domino Harvey shot to notoriety for her blistering no-nonsense attitude and job efficiency. Having grown up rejecting the relaxed nature of her English boarding schools, Harvey traveled to the United States in the early 90s, seeking employment as a firefighter. When she was rejected, she made the best of her martial arts background and enrolled to become a bounty hunter. Tasked with the recovery of drug dealers and petty thieves, she soon worked her way up to hunting down murderers and boasted a success rate that allowed her healthy compensation on a consistent year-to-year basis. However, in a fit of irony, Harvey tragically died in 2005 in West Hollywood, California, from a drug overdose.